This is a video on creating and sharing a Jing presentation. In this particular video, we're going to talk about how to take a PowerPoint presentation and use Jing basically to script over those slides and create a Jing file, a Jing video file with that can then be shared in this case, in the online classroom or with others who simply need the link to that file. So what I have here on the screen is a PowerPoint presentation that I've created. It happens to be the introductory video for MOL 605. It could be any presentation on any subject. And what you see is I have the presentation open in PowerPoint. You see my themes running across the top. You see the individual slides running down the left side of the screen. So this is just what you might see on your screen in PowerPoint. Now what we're going to do is I've already have Jing loaded to my computer. There's separate videos that demonstrate how to load Jing and install it. But what I'm doing is I'm going to the little Jing sun and I'm clicking on the capture icon, which is the first one. It pops up there. It says capture underneath it, and I've highlighted it with a little red arrow. So Jing has been installed. In my case, it appears in the upper right-hand corner of my screen. I click on that, and Jing gives me a series of yellow lines, if you will, and I take those yellow lines and I simply highlight the area of the screen that I want to capture. Now, so here's my PowerPoint screen again, and what I've done is I've simply highlighted the particular slides that I want to capture. In this case, I could run through the entire PowerPoint slide deck, but what I'm not doing is capturing the whole screen, so all this stuff off to the side is not showing. So what we do here is we highlight that particular area with Jing. And I'm going to expand that for a second. So once we've got that area selected, if we go back over here, you can see on the bottom, I've got my little icons on the bottom. So what I want to do is expand them here and show them to you in a little bit more detail so you can actually see them. So Jing gives us a couple different options. One is the second one here, this thing that looks like a movie reel, is a record. So it will record what we'll have on a screen. So I select that record button, and Jing comes up, and it allows me, it gives me this movie reel running, and it allows me to record the content of that slide. And if I hit it, if I hit page down, it goes to the next slide, and page down, it goes to the next slide, etc. So I can record an entire presentation in Jing just like I'm giving it standing in front of the room. When you're done, you'll have the option to hit either stop, basically, which is this solid box here. The second button on there is a pause button if you need to stop for a second. There's also some other things to cancel it and things. But let's assume we've done it properly and we've selected stop. In this case, I've recorded about 7 seconds worth of a slide for the demo. You can see 7 seconds out of the available 5 minutes has been recorded at this point. So I select stop. So at that point, I've recorded the information. I voiced over my slides, and I've just voiced over the area that I selected. So you can see that just my slides themselves are showing, not the entire PowerPoint, not my entire screen. When I hit stop, Jing comes up with this kind of preview mode, and what it asks me for is two things. It asks me for a name. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to enter the name of the video, and simply on the bottom of the screen, I've just entered Jing Demo, because that's what I want to call this one so I know what it is. And then my second choice is I need to do something with it. And I can save it as an output file, as a video file, or in this case, what I want to do with it is I want to select the share button. And in Jing, the share button is this little thing that sort of looks like a crown to me. So we select the first button, which is this crown button, and I will share that video within Jing. Now, as you recall, Jing works with Screencast. Screencast and Jing work together. So Jing is the recording tool. Screencast, if you will, is the storage and playback tool. So I select the share button here, and we move over to screencast.com. So it takes it, Jing sends it over and saves it in Screencast. So if you see on the top of the screen here, I'm in screencast.com. I'm in my account. I've had to set up an account, enter a password, all that stuff. And in Screencast, you see that it has saved the file on the bottom of the screen here called Jing Demo, which is the video that I've been working on here. It has some other ones that I've already saved. We have the ones directly above it are our business forecasting model, entry sheets, and some other stuff that I prepared for classes. But the one we're interested in is the Jing Demo that we've saved on the bottom of the screen. So the next thing we do is we go in and we actually click on that demo video for a second. And again, you'll see this little crown appears. Um, I can change the name, I can trash it, I can move it to a different file. But what I want from it is I want the information about sharing. So I click on the little crown information and I get this screen that pops up about this, which gives me two ways to share this particular video. I can share the URL, which is what the red arrow is pointing to. I can also embed the code in some place if you want to embed that in a presentation or you want to embed it in a page somehow. I'm simply going to copy that URL. So what we do next is we highlight the share URL and I just right click on it on my Mac and I get the copy button. I select copy and we take the URL. Now I've got the URL in my copy format. Now, in this case, what I'm doing with this is I'm demoing this for a particular class, and we're assuming it's a presentation that a student in an online classroom might be recording and making to the class. And this particular one's going to be presented in a discussion forum. So, first thing we do is we go to the discussion forum. In this case, it's the country briefing discussion forum. This could be a web page. This could be a Word document. You can embed this in a website. You can do all sorts of stuff. I happen to be posting it at this point in a discussion forum in an online classroom. So we select the country briefing forum. We enter a subject line, a country briefing heading for the country we're doing the briefing about. And then finally we go down here and we simply paste the link. So I've taken that screencast that I created and I paste the link, or if you need multiple links, you could have 4 or 5 different links there for different screencasts you recorded that you want to share. You could put some text around it. In this case, again, I'm just demoing it, so I've pasted the link. I would click Save for this forum, and the recording of my PowerPoint that I just recorded using Jing, saved to Screencast, is now available for everybody else in my online classroom to read simply by clicking on that link. If I knew a little bit of HTML, I could probably have embedded it and make it appear a little better. But for the sake of argument, let's just paste the link and have people click on it. That's it. Click Save, and you are done with this particular function. You've got this item available in your discussion forum.